Welcome to another episode of Date on Sports. We're back from Magic Round again here with my brother Tom. How you going, mate?
Half crook, half injured after a big old weekend on the piss at Magic Round. But yeah, I'm alive. That's what matters. So yeah, how you going?
Yeah, a little bit wounded.
Mike's been fucking dog. But yeah, anyway.
A little bit wounded. I think I'm about 90% 4x gold at this stage. Yeah, coming back to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, it was a good weekend. So I guess just straight into that one. Actually, before we do that, make sure you like, subscribe, follow all the social medias, all that fun stuff. Hit that like button because we need the algorithms to get boosted and all that sort of jazz. And yeah, we just appreciate it. And jump on and give the review on the old Spotify or whatever else you listen to because that would be handy as well. Just a little recap of our Magic Round, I guess, in general, but I guess we'll start off with our bets because they didn't go the most amazing from what I can tell.
Yeah, well, my multi of the week definitely did a sweet fuck all that Xavier bet. Didn't even get a sniff at it. So
No, Xavier Wilson going off. I had that as outside of this as a bet. Our bet to Vegas side about $40 riding on Katoni Stags. He never really got close at all. There was that big break that he made, but that one went to shit. Shibasaki, I don't think ever got anywhere near the line.
Well, the only Broncos player at school was Ben Hunt, so we're pushing shit uphill before that. So yeah, enough said.
And I'm kind of happy because up until the Broncos game, my multi where I'd picked a try score from every single game, the only thing that was missing at that point was a Jai Gray, but then no Mariner, no Coates. So that made me feel a little bit better because if that had gone down by one leg, paying out 1,900, I would have been livid. But
yeah.
overall, that was a big weekend Magic Round. Not going to lie, I, to an extent, was a little bit footied out come Monday, even thinking about writing up or even having a chat about it. My brain was like, 8 games is a lot of footy to watch.
8 games of footy is a lot. But fucking was enjoyable. But you're not wrong. Like today at work, when I'm sharing the bathroom, I was just like, I cannot be less fuck talking football today.
I think looking at the roundup coming, I think it just kind of like, not really as much doing for me. Must say, shout out to our girlfriends that made it through essentially 8 games of rugby league, which is an absolute trooper effort. We didn't quite get the end of the Storm Raiders game because my girlfriend was essentially on death's door at that point. But I think overall for a weekend, considering where I live in Brisbane, getting to and from worked out pretty well. We basically ticked off everything that we wanted to do throughout the weekend. One thing that would have been nice, maybe a little bit more time on Caxton Street, would have been nice and get along to a few of the other podcasting events. One thing I'm kicking myself on, and if we sign ourselves up to go next year, I definitely want to get some like shirts made up or hats or both. Fat chance they probably won't be for sale, but at least for us to kind of wear, because I saw other people doing that, really kind of getting their stuff out there. And I'm like, yeah, we probably should have done a little bit more promotional sort of stuff, but at the same time, kind of had a hands tied and other things to do. Shout out to a mate as well, giving us a nice little gold pass to the casino for the Saturday night, which made our lives a lot easier. And
shout out James.
Yeah,
made me having a win at the cast a whole lot fucking easier.
Well, all of you got up and had a hell of a time. Meanwhile, me went out in straight sets. I don't think I've lost money faster in my entire life on pokies. About $80 through, not a single feature. I got robbed blind. Like it was
tail between your legs.
It was.
Meanwhile, I was whispering sweet nothings in the roulette dealer's ear again and fucking cleaning up on that. So, and at the blackjack table, so I can't complain, really.
No, and then the old man was happy slapping there on the pokies, probably for the second time he's ever played, and just cleaned up as well.
He said it's literally winning. It's going to be, dude's going to become addicted because I think he's played the pokies 3 times in his life. I think twice he's played them with me. First time we had a fucking win at the golf club. And I don't know about the second time. I think he done his ass, the cast, I believe, probably. And then the third time at the cast, after I rinsed a fucking pineapple through a machine in all of 3 seconds, he jumps on with his little 50-cent bets and
cleaned up.
Features going off like nothing, back to back to back to back. But yeah, anyway, let's talk footy.
Yeah, let's get into it. Actually, just real quick, last little thing. You haven't golf booked in. While it seemed like a great idea to play golf 6:30 on a Sunday morning,
Fuck no, that was
Once
such.
my
In
alarm
saying
went
that,
off, I was fucking not happening.
yeah. In saying that, I was up and about. I was good to go. It was just you two sad sacks of shit who were like, you straight away. As soon as I had a message from you, I'm like, this cunt isn't
Pulled
coming
the
to golf.
pin. Yeah, no, I was done.
And then I worked the old boy up, and he was boo. And I'm like, right, we'll just put a pin in it, I reckon.
But to be fair, after
again
2 nights of Magic Round,
won't take you to.
No, well, maybe just we time it a little bit differently. But yeah, chatting footy. So a little recap, I guess, of what happened. I didn't put the scores down, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's been and gone. Sharks, they beat the Eels, which is annoying for me because I was really backing the Eels in there, hoping they were going to do something. I think in that one, I had to actually go back and rewatch the highlights. That one being the first game of Magic Round. A lot of beers were consumed during that period of time, so I need a little refresher. But pretty much with that, like Sharks really just like did what Sharks do, and they beat teams that are in the bottom four. That's about all they did.
Scrappy. They just like they're not scrappy in a good way either. The Sharkies, they just seem to keep like against the Tigers. Prime example, they should have fucking won that easily. But yeah, like, and again, so close to losing on Friday night against Para, who, you know, they've only had their halfback back for fucking the second game this year, and they were so close to getting the job done. Against, on paper, the Sharks team is fucking light years above. So yeah, that probably leads into why I have not tipped the Sharks this week. Because, yeah, they just haven't really been convincing, to be honest.
I still just have a vendetta against them, and that's not changing anytime soon. Just like for the last handful of seasons, yes, they've been top four and whatever else, but they've just always been like, there's just not, for me personally, a whole lot to like, and especially when they're losing games where they can't ice a cake and can't do anything right. One player, actually two of their players, which I do highly rate though, is KL Ero, now KL, not KL, and Brenton Nikora, of course. That bloke runs the nicest lines that you could possibly ever imagine. Josh Yaddo-Carr's having a bit of I feel like he's been quite a good signing for the Eels as well, picking up a couple of meat pies out there. Like, he's just handy.
Yeah.
Catch the ball, run fast, put it down.
Yeah. Had a couple of easy ones on the weekend, that's for sure.
Which is good. Next one, I think not only myself, but the crowd, I think, started to kind of get lost a little bit in this one. Roosters, they beat the Finns, which, again, disappointing. I started this round off horrifically tipping. Didn't you run into a bit of a Roosters fan on your adventures out and about around the stadium, Tom?
Too fucking Hainsey. Yeah. Didn't really enjoy letting him know that the Roosters were going to get fucking flogged. But, yeah, come back to bite me on the ass because, yeah, Dolphins did not show up whatsoever.
Yeah, a bit of a doozy from them. Like, I thought they were going to turn up big time, especially the way that they've been kind of hot and cold for the last few weeks. Rob Toyer, boy, did he have a game. He absolutely turned it on. Marky Mark, again, it's just a handful out on the wing, doubling up on the tries. Sandon Smith going down really early, and Hugo Savala just stepped up big time.
Yeah. I thought the Roosters were going to be dead and buried for sure after, you know, Sen fucking went to get up my back boys last week, Anzac round, but can't really say much. Yeah, the Dolphins just really did not turn up for it, and you know, a few key guys for the Chooks, you know, a few senior players definitely stood up and had a couple of games, but yeah, young fellas like Hugo and experienced guys like Mark Nwanga Itawase had good games as well. So yeah, I think the Roosters have sort of started to feel themselves and you know, find their feet a little bit. So it'd be interesting. I don't think they're going to make the 8 still, but it'd be interesting to see what sort of run they have towards September.
Yeah, I think they're just in a bit of a weird spot. I think they are starting to like show glimmers of getting their stuff together, but again, they've just lost too many, but they're so inconsistent. But a win going into the bye is not the worst thing in the world for them. Tedesco, he must have had spiders on him or something during that game. Like, just
slippery as man.
He must have gone to a Diddy party and just got lathered up in baby oil or something. He's just the bloke is impossible to tackle, and I've never been able to wrap my head around it. I guess he's probably standing out there next to giants, but he doesn't seem exceptionally tall. Bloke must just be strong as. I don't know if it's something the way that he runs or just people just have never been able to tackle him, and it's so frustrating to watch. You're just like, surely it can't be that difficult, but he literally slips out of everything.
It's not like he's ever put in like big KP cranks or anything like that. It's just like,
and he's not,
just moves a little bit left or right, and then just seems to bust.
He just shuffles his legs, and it's like, and it's not like he's given big GI don't argues or anything like that either. So yeah, I don't know what it is with him. It's just pants down footy, and off he goes. Like that's pretty much what sums up.
Loves to get his crack out. That's for sure.
Does he what? What's it called? The wave. The wave got going something. I reckon people started about 3/4 way through that game, started to lose interest, and it was just.
Oh, didn't the Mexican wave? That thing was cranking something chronic. Jeez, yeah. You're not wrong, though. That was a fucking boring as batshit game. Unless you're a Rooster supporter, I guess, or had money on it.
Well, literally. So, but that was pretty much that. Next one, which ended up being a lot more. So this was the first game Saturday. Ended up being more entertaining than I gave it credit for originally. Purely because it was a bit of a thumping, rough one with the Knights thumping the Rabbits because I was on the Rabbitohs. In hindsight, I look back at that, I'm like, what were you thinking? But at the same time, Knights had been the whole square root of dog shit leading up to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Rabbitohs,
it's just, when it's your day, it's your day. Like Fletcher Sharp rolling out there on his 21st and bagging the like a hat trick. He scored the first two?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely scored the first one. But
yeah, especially when I got off to an early roll like that, there was no coming back for the Bunnies whatsoever.
I think as well as piercing down rain during a lot of that game. So rain just kind of cancelled out everyone anyway. But yeah, Sharp getting a hattie on his birthday. I listened back to the commentary and they like barely even had a carry on about it. And I'm like, that is just a missed opportunity. Fletcher Sharp's got a hat trick on his birthday. Like they really
not yet he hasn't. Not yet he hasn't.
Yeah, they really missed an opportunity there. And I was actually chatting to one of my mates before, just being like, I feel like cricket though does have that, like the suspense and the intensity around moments like that is so much heightened compared to footy. Like there's not the same carry on.
I think it's definitely because of the lull in between balls. That's for sure. Like, well, while the ball's being bowled, because if something big happens, you know, it's fucking happened and then everyone's up, the commentators are up and stuff, compared to, you know, cricket that, you know, Fletcher Sharp passes it to Crossland, blah, 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 and then they fucking go after it. But yeah, I would have been carrying on if I was in the commentary box, get Dan Ganane on it.
Oh, that's just the perfect opportunity. Like a big goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Great. And I just brought Fletcher. I'd finally fucked off Kalen Ponga out of my Supercoach team because he had just done. I got him out of my fantasy, out of my Supercoach because he'd done nothing for me.
Did you have him playing though?
No, I got rid of him. I had Fletcher Sharp playing. He scored big time for me.
Oh, you had
Robert Toyer. I didn't have playing.
No.
Metcalf.
Who's the fucking
I had fucking
Dragons
everyone.
winger? Not Dragons winger, Doggies winger.
Oh, Jacob Kiraz.
Didn't you not have Kiraz?
No, I had him playing. Cleaned up with Kiraz.
Jeez, what did you score on the weekend?
Fucking 1,400, I think. A couple points.
Yeah, right.
Not bad. Next one was they beat the Cows. Oh, never have I wanted the Wars to lose. And usually, I've tried to find a reason to back them, and every single time I've been doubting them, and they just keep showing up and kind of going, no, we are actually that team. 100% though, this round, the two most hectic fans, I think number one definitely has to go to the Warriors fans. There was a million of them, and just the carry on, but like in a good way too.
Whoever the person was in the comments giving you shit about them playing away from New Zealand, they're like, it's basically fucking New Zealand anyway, bro. It's a home game for us. And yeah, sure as shit, there was 10,000 Warriors fans there easily.
I will admit he was right about that one.
Yeah.
But no, it was good to see them show up massive. Like they were just absolutely everywhere. Like we were taking photos out the front of the Wally Lewis statue, and we stood there maybe a little bit too long. And I reckon there was a group of about 15 Wars fans that were all there. Their mascot was there and everything.
Mascot was there, but they were on a fucking business trip that they said. So
tax write-offs.
I love how we're getting photos of them and all the Warriors, like the Warriors mascot and everything. And he's like, oh fuck, better get a quick selfie for work business trip.
It's the way to do it. But yeah, they kind of went pretty hot out of the gates, the Warriors. Like they looked like for a period of time they're going to run away with it. I don't think they scored a try in the second half. They got the 2 points. I think that was about it. God, it nearly killed them for the Cowboys throwing that intercept pass right on halftime. Just freebie.
Oh,
That was
fuck yeah.
just about done, but that was such a fun watch, though. Literally went right down to the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd probably say that was the best game of the round.
Yeah.
In my books, yeah, that was a fucking fun watch for sure.
And we'll get to the Storm.
I think it was probably
Raiders
even
stuff,
bigger
but-
watch for us as well because we both had Cowboys players we needed for try scorers that
Yeah.
both got over. So
Because
I think we were up and about, then whipping them home.
I had Purdue, Talangi, and then Jeremiah Nanai. And Nanai's was just a real gift on a silver platter, the way that try managed to go across the line. And then, Murray Talangi. I have no idea how that bloke stayed in for that first try the try that he did score. Like, he's got his right side of his body down over everything, and then the left side's up there. You're like, how have you got that? Then you've turned around
His
and gone.
boot looked like fuck. I was blowing up. I was like, fucking catch it. But because I was like, if he just caught it cleanly, like, it wouldn't even been a look in, really. It would have got there easily. But yeah, look for all money. That left boot was gone. And then all of a sudden just decided to just raise above the white touchline and, he plonked one in the corner.
I was completely there for it. I just saw a note that it did remind me something. This is going back to the Dolphins game really quickly. I was shattered to see Ray Stone not score another meat pie. He was on his way over and someone's knocked the ball out. So would have been good to see him get over.
I think that was at our end, I'm pretty sure, because we were up and about for a bit of Ray Stone.
Love it.
No run.
Nah, but you can't win them all. Tigers, they beat the Dragons. Now, this game, I think, is pretty much just summed up in one play. And that is a certain Jaden Sewer.
Oh, Sewer.
Going over for all the money in the world. Now, it was almost identical to Ray Stone, except a defender actually hit the ball out from Ray Stone. Jaden Sewer has just knocked it out of his own. But to make it even worse, right on half time, and Buller has just gone for me and just gone the length of the field. You're just like, and right when they needed a try, like there was only about 10 difference or something at that point. You're like, what just happened?
Not even it might have literally been like 6 of difference or something because the Dragons were coming.
Yeah.
But tell you what, that Dragon supporter next to me at the roulette table, he couldn't have hated me anymore when I walked out after I'd just been dusted and walked over to him like, what happened, bro? And he's like, oh, sick of cunts like you just making it so much worse.
Oh, that'd be haunting. But at the same time, when something like that happens, it'd be rude not to give him a little bit of lip. Like, that is just an all-time doozy.
All in all, ended up being a good game. Like, I think we bounced out... Don't know with how long to go because your missus were. Yeah, I think it was a bit after halftime. I feel because like your missus were driving, so we managed to get to the cast like ASAP, pretty much, which was fucking handy. Yeah, so we didn't leave too long before full time, but we watched the rest of it at the cast, and it was ended up being a really good game overall. So. Yeah, can't really complain with that one.
Yeah, it was a good one. I think I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. The Tigers have just actually been quite an entertaining team to watch. Like, they've had some really, nail-biting ones. They had the one with the Eels, obviously with the Sharks, and now with the Dragons. They've just had some pretty good games. Next one on to Sunday, the first one. The Doggies, they dominate. They just get it done against Titans. Did leak a few points, a little bit more than what I kind of expected, but that was just another fun game. And boy, did Jacob Kiraz and Stephen Crichton just have a day out down that side. They just ripped into pieces. Kiraz getting
what?
It was just such a fun one. Preston as well was just an animal. It was just a fun game.
Yeah, no, it was a fun game. Doggies took the absolute piss and walked all over them, really. But yeah, you're not wrong. They did leak a few points across there as well. But yeah, I think they were scoring few too many too easily to really give a fuck. So I think they were definitely tying it up this week though against the Milk.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to, and then Penning as well. Like, what's it called? That crush attack, all that Preston got sent off for. I thought was a bit. This is a bit silly.
I think they've already said the Doggies that they're going to fight that charge.
Yeah.
Or on 360 said they're going to fight that because they think the same. It's a bit BS.
I think they've tried it.
We'll see.
And then you had the largest halfback basically in history with big Tino, mayor of the GC, taking it up after Weaver had been sent off with HIA HIA. That little chip and chase he pretty much tried to do for himself, which rebounded off someone and then they scored off it. It was
somehow worked.
Big Tino for number 7 for Queensland right there.
Tino TA, thank you. Bit of Dave Taylor about it.
Yeah, don't mind if I do. And then that was actually something like right at the start of the game. Bronson Cherry, absolutely pretty much face first. He's gone. HIA, should be gone for all money. And then I look over and I'm like,
how the fuck was he allowed to stay on the field? He looked absolutely cooked chook. And the trainer's like, nah, brah, you're good. Yeah. He's all good. And I was like, righto.
I don't know.
It was nearly good for my multi, but this allowed.
I didn't quite get there. But yeah, thanks, Helen. Worked out well for old Cherry. One, I think, highlight, though, that came and has been a bit of a highlight for the last few weeks with the Gold Coast has been Bo Fermor. I don't know why. I can't seem to... I can't, almost put a gap between his name. It almost comes out as one when I say it. But he's been running some real Nikora lines. He got double up meat pie. I think he got over twice last week, disallowed for one, but... dude has been doing really well. I can see him being either in the Origin squad or potentially even sneaking into that team, maybe on the bench. He'd be pretty handy because he can cover a lot of positions too.
Yeah, don't know if he'll squeeze onto his bench straight up. I think he'll definitely be in the squad. And, if he can consistently keeps on having good games, then, yeah, can't see why not.
Yeah, at least I think rewarded with being in the squad to get around those boys and have that kind of training and experience. Next game, I just don't even want to talk about it. Panthers punished our Broncos. Fuck, was this anticlimactic? Sunday, prime time. Couldn't have been a better time to watch footy. Golden hour kind of operation there. Old Broncos still scared of sunlight, though. Waited the whole...
Hate Sundays.
Yeah. Waited the whole weekend to see our boys play against Penrith, where you're I think most Broncos fans probably felt it just this sense of uneasy. Okay, we should on paper flog these guys at the moment. They're literally last. We beat the fucking Bulldogs, top of the ladder, undefeated the week prior. And mind you, we played Thursday to Sunday, so I had a massive time to recover and do whatever. It's not like it was a quick turnaround. Not like we had to travel to do anything. And then what we put up was just infuriating. Not even mad, just disappointed.
Oh, I was seething on the inside sitting there, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I don't know. Cleary had an absolute ripper of a game, so there's no taking away from that at all. And, yeah, I think I said this the whole time. I said to so many people that you just watch. You watch Penrith have fucking rolled over, laid down, rolled over, been absolutely thumped all year by a bunch of worse teams than what we are. But I just fucking knew, had an inkling that they were going to turn up and put on a game, and geez, did they put on a game. But we were pretty poor across the park in a number of areas. I think Benny Hunt had a decent game, but Reno, fucking few big mistakes there, short dropouts, not going the distance, kicking 2 out in the full. A few of the forwards been very sloppy. And even I haven't watched the replay of it because I don't want to, but even because the try that Nathan scored down that end, they were scoring wherever the fuck they wanted to that play, regardless. I think there was about a 6-3 overlap or something like that, or a 5-3 overlap. So even just basic stuff like that, getting man to man, playing eyes up footy. Pretty dismal from us.
Yeah, well, that particular try, I didn't think I'd get teleported back to 2023 grand final the way that I did. That thing had me absolutely traumatized. Everyone that saw that try was just that is the exact, almost identical try from that grand final, and put me in a spiral. And I think Payne Haas was one of the guys that didn't really make too much of a play for him, and that was towards the end of the first half. He hadn't been subbed off, would have been absolutely buggered. So, and Madge, I think even in the press was probably didn't do my best work I've ever done with the subs. But I don't know what it is. Nathan Cleary just seems to hate the Broncos. Did Mary Fowler date a Broncos player before him or something? What is it? He just decides to turn up.
He's just living in the Broncos head.
Hates the Broncos.
Knows it. And he fucking knows it.
It's ridiculous. Like, he just decides to just really stamp it. I think that game, the way he performed was just ridiculous. I think at the moment he's stolen any opportunity for that 7 jersey off Mitch Moses.
Yeah,
Just gone
sure.
yoink. That's for me. Cobbo, I think, still had a fairly decent game. Payne Haas, a lot of people pretty much, and I can pretty much agree with it. Those two are the ones that really put effort in throughout the entire thing, and then some of the others was just, bloody just didn't work out. Dozer scoring the way he did at the start, I was like, oh, here we go. And we had so many opportunities probably in that first 15, 20 minutes and just went to shit.
I think it was so worrying when we had so many fucking sets on their line and couldn't cross.
Couldn't do it,
I think there was one stage there after Dozer had scored, we had 6 sets or something like that on their fucking line and didn't even look like making a stiff over, so...
Nah, it was just...
it is what it is. We'll see how we travel this week, I guess.
And then Renault having a bad game kicking-wise for him, and then you got Nathan Cleary just, let me just snap a 40-20. You're just like, just really rubbing salt in the wounds. But next one, so at this point I'd only tipped, I think, 2 games the entire round in a world of hurt. Managed to redeem myself on this one. Milk getting it done against Bellyache Storm and Golden Point. 20-18, thank you very much for coming. Milk are literally the comeback kings. They can do no wrong by me.
What the fuck? I couldn't believe Melbourne lost this game, honestly. I thought they were chalk and cheese all over them. So, yeah, credit to Canberra. They turned up to play, that's for sure. And you can see Sticky was awfully proud of the boys down on the sideline.
Oh, boy, did he like it.
In the footage after him getting the penalty about 20 metres out right in front. So, full credit to Canberra. They turned up to play and, they're serious contenders this year, I think. On their day, they definitely could beat anyone.
I'm just loving to see them. And Storm, they almost have a little bit of a pattern of just win-win loss. I don't know, something doesn't seem to be clicking 100% there. And to be fair, they should have had it ice. Like, Pappenhausen got the opportunity. Well, he literally slotted the field goal, but Trent Liero was elbowing people's heads in instead, so they called that back. Obviously went into the extra time, and you've got bloody Stefano having a go, everything else, and then Liero deciding to clothesline somebody else again, giving away the penalty. And thank you very much for coming.
Did you see that footage of Trent and Stefano getting absolutely fucking baked by Bellamy in the sheds afterwards? Oh. There's footage, literally just them two. He has them two, and he's just fucking into them like nothing. So, yeah, don't care what anyone says this week. Melbourne will be winning by a fucking heap.
You would think so. Funny moment that came out of that game. I think it was Munster and Starling, and you got bloody Munster giving him the old John Cena, throwing him over his shoulder. The strength in the man.
Yeah.
Can't say Starling's the biggest boy getting around either, but...
No, he's not the biggest boy getting around, but he was hanging on like a bull rider, that's for sure.
Yes. It's been all up at him.
On there, one hand for his 8 seconds.
But overall, shit round for tipping, must say. Definitely not my best work, but enjoyable. Definitely wasn't a magic round for any Queensland team, including the Women's State of Origin team. We're 0-5, for the round. Absolute dismal performance by Queensland.
Go Queensland.
Like literally, basically home games for all those teams essentially, and just shit house.
Yeah. Not much to speak on that. Sorry, Chris.
But what's it called? Like I'd kind of mentioned last week about, we'd kind of touched base, obviously, with all the sin bin dramas last round when there was 18, and we'd kind of, had a yarn about whether or not they were going to continue with that or kind of put the whistle away. Luckily, they did put the whistle away. I think, there was only 3 sin bins or something like that over the whole weekend, or there was fuck all compared to the week before.
There was fuck all, chalk and cheese compared to the week before, whatever it was, 18 or 19 from the week previous. And I think everyone was glad to see that. Hopefully that they haven't just gone on side of caution during Magic Round and put the whistle away and actually just keep it away for the season. Obviously, bad ones that warrant a sin bin, should be getting a sin bin, but little lazy arms, claps on the face, little knocks on the face and stuff like that. It should not be a fucking sin bin, especially ones that are people are falling or, shoulders come up off the ball or something like that. Direct contact, fair enough. Yeah. But,
Yeah, the little
Otherwise,
pissy
let the boys
ones.
play.
And like it just seems to be whenever there's like obviously the refs, kind of got a talking to and there would have been direction to put their whistle away a bit in this game and just how much better the games play out. And they do the
Yeah, it
exact
just
same
flowed a lot nicer.
so much better, and they do the exact same thing generally with State of Origin in the grand finals because that's when you got the most amount of eyes on the game. You're kind of getting a more casual fan or people that don't watch as much, who, if they're seeing sin bins every 20 minutes, it's just going to be a shit show. So why can't they do that for pretty much all the games? Don't know, but yeah, hopefully we've seen kind of like that peak of sin bins and all that crackdown and whatever, and now it's going to go back to a little bit more free-flowing footy. All right, though, but that gets us into what, round 10, I believe? Round 10
nearly. We're getting towards the halfway mark.
We're getting towards the snooze fest after the Origin period where you're like, I've seen too much rugby league. But
never too much rugby league.
Well, hopefully, I dare say it'll be probably at the end of this weekend we might be starting to see the Origin teams.
I think Sunday night, probably. I'd assume we'll see Origin teams coming out. So,
which I was going to do our predictions for that, but again, my brain was elsewhere today. But we're back to
I don't think my head's up for it this week.
No,
maybe unpack the lineups if they come out this weekend.
I think that's probably going to be the best bet. But we're back to the regular schedule with Thursday night footy back in our lives. First game we got Eels versus the Finns. This one I don't love. For some reason, I've got a bit of a hard-on for the Eels at the moment, even though they're my favourites for the wooden spoon. Mitchy Moses has come back and I'm just... whatever the noise the Eels make.
Yeah, that was like sleep paralysis. You trying to make us making all the mascot noises. You'd be like, what would he make? I don't know. If anyone has any eel noises out there, let us know.
Send them in.
Yeah, no, I'm jumping on Para as well. They've looked better and better since Mitch has come back, and even though Sharkies weren't awfully convincing on the weekend, I think Para still sort of turned up, and I think they've got room to improve. So, yet again, fucking Dolphins could do anything you don't know. But I'm at home. I'm going to go with Para 1-12 with I went Longy anytime.
Yeah, I got Para 1-12 again at Combank. Their record just kind of speaks for itself, and I think like if you're looking at this like a financial chart, Tom, you got this is the Dolphins. They're going up, down, bloody sideways, loop to loop. So you don't know what the bloody hell's going on. At least at the moment with the Eels, you're kind of seeing like a steady increase. It at least seems to be building towards something.
When you start on the bottom, there's only one way to go.
Well, yeah, exactly. It can't get much worse. But yeah, it's one where you're like, Finns could turn up and win 38-6. Like it's just, who knows with this one? And again, have I lost sight of a team that is shit at the end of the day in Parramatta, thinking that Mitch Moses come back. But yeah, I don't know who we're going to get. I reckon Foxy Bra is going to cross over again, trot over the line for a little anytime try scoring action. But that sends us through to this next game, which I also don't like really much at all. We've got Knights versus Titans. On both sides of this, pretty yuck. But again, you probably do have a Knights team that is maybe on the slight increase. Like they've found points somewhere, even if it is just Fletcher Sharp scoring a hattie on his 21st.
I've actually sided the other way. I've gone with the Titans here. I don't know why. I'm going to have egg on my face probably after this. But that's probably the one good Newcastle game that they're going to play for the month. And, there was definitely glimpses, I think, last week from the Titans. So, I don't know. I've just got an inkling on this one that they're going to be able to do a job on the Knights. It's going to be a tight one, but, yeah, I think they might get there.
Yeah, they do have JC, Jaden Campbell's coming back in, so that definitely helps them there. With this, like I'm a little bit worried that just because we have seen that one good performance from the Knights that I'm a bit of recency bias and jumping on board, but at home I'm like, Newcastle, a little bit of benefit of the doubt being a home game for them. But again, it's just one of those ones, which Titans team are we going to get? It could just be absolute shambles or they're going to rock up and just play well.
You never know.
So I will go with the Knights 1-12, but little to no confidence at all. And I'm going to go with Big Bo.
Same with the Titans.
Big Bo to run a hot line and shave any time.
I have myself a Brian Kelly.
Ryan Kelly, as long as you're not on goal kicking duty this week, can he? It'll be all right. He did
Few
that
jerseys.
that like Darren Lockyer one where he's kicking in the bloody formal
Cam
boots.
Smith.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's true.
Oh, there's one
Cam Smith,
Cam
he
Smith kicking
actually
one from
kicks
the
it though, doesn't
sideline.
he?
Yeah.
That one is a classic. All right, next one we got Rabbitohs versus the Broncos. There is some personnel back for the Rabbitohs in this one. They're getting Trelly Belly back in. I forgot somebody else. Somebody else is back in. I'm not too sure. Let me have a quick gaze, actually.
It's not Cody Walker.
Nah, Walker's out for a while. Who we got?
I just feel like I should 100% know this. I was literally just looking at
Humphreys.
the team list. Yeah, Humphreys. Oh, I knew it was a half.
Yeah,
Close enough.
Yeah, that's what I was like tinkling around who it might have been. Yeah, big old Humphreys back. So that's going to be huge for them, and obviously Latrell. We've pretty much lined up with the same team, and we've got Fletcher coming back into the team, which is a bit of an interesting choice.
Can't say I'm fucking stoked on that, but anyway, I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
I reckon you're going to see a
if you
little
were
bit
the
of
coach, one more hooker.
Yeah.
We need more.
Okay, Kevy Walters. Yeah, a couple of big inclusions for South, and I think they're probably turned up to have a game again, but like, fuck, I just want a bit of confidence in these Broncos. I think if Renault has a good kicking game, we're going to play well because I think they will turn the South team around quite a lot and pin them in the corner. Fingers crossed. Because I feel like Trell does at times get a bit of complacency about getting our position at the back there as well, where I think Renault knows that and will try pick him out a little bit with the boot. So, yeah, I'll be going with the Bronx on the 12. I'm never not going to tip him, and I'm going with my boy D Mariner.
Brave. After Dino threw it to Ghosts on the weekend, one of those Penrith players must have been calling for the ball the way he turned around and just offloaded that so easily because Stags was dead on the ground somewhere, but hit it with the Dino on the inside and then just, it's gone. But yeah, I feel like if we don't turn up and just fucking dominate big time in this, especially after what happened to us over the weekend, we've got some serious problems going on. One thing that I don't...
Show a bit of fucking ticker, boys.
One thing that does scare me a bit in this is actually just Wayne Bennett. Coming up against Wayne Bennett, I just feel like he's just the old wily fox is going to want to get one over Brisbane. Just bloody give it to them.
Typical. Yeah.
I prefer you don't, but at the same time, Rabbitohs still have so many people out. Yes, a few back in, but a few out. Jai Gray, I think, is in the 14. How fit he is, I'm not too sure.
But fuck me, we need to string some games together. Like I think we've only had a 2-game winning streak or something this year, or not even.
We went 3. We went Cowboys, Dolphins, Tigers.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, but none of those were like crazy.
None of those well beaters either. So,
So no, I think I definitely looking at this. So the Rabbitohs, they've played around with their forward pack a little bit. So you've got Jai Arrow in the 8 and Keon Kalamatangi in the 10.
Yep, and then who floats into the back row again?
Ewan Aiken and Tallis Duncan.
Yeah.
So I can see this one being a bit of a pounding that we're going to put on through the middle.
Definitely got the forward pack, that's for sure.
Well, bloody hope so. I don't actually hate this one either if you've got... Oh, no, it's the Doggies one that I'm thinking about. But... yeah, like surely we can get this. It was big contention probably for the last week. How about though, during that Sunday game against Penrith, they put Ezra Mam up on the big screen. I don't know why, but they did.
Yeah, geez, that was
boy, did he take his licks on that! Like the whole stadium, and yeah, he's just going to cop that probably for the rest of the season. Honestly,
at least,
if not
the next one as well. So,
but it was a big kind of like, is he going to get named?
Wouldn't be surprised if. You know, I know Madge just said he's playing him in Q Cup this week to get a match fitness or whatever, but because I think we're at home against the Dragons, I believe, the week after that.
Yeah, might be.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, home against the Dragons. Wouldn't be surprised if he'd rather have Ezra get a little bit more of a warm welcome back to the NRL than going out to South, wet and cold on a fucking, Friday night game? Saturday?
I guess it's Saturday. Oh, no, it's a Friday night game.
Yeah. And having a bit of a colder reception then putting him off his game. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he goes when he comes back, though.
Yeah, I feel like the Broncos crowd's still going to give it to him a bit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I was kind of thinking
good
about
shit.
this too. I'm just like, do you reckon he's going to cop way worse chat though playing Reggie's like from the other team than he obviously would have playing in the NRL? I reckon he's going to get it absolute licking from those reserve team players too, especially Queensland Cup.
Those
like,
boys, those boys, knowing that they're probably never gonna have to fucking see him in a game again. They'll just be ripping and tearing into him, I think.
All right, next one, Raiders versus Bulldogs. This for me, game of the round, written all over it. I like this. We got 1 versus 2 clash, both as well. I think just in hot form coming into it.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm fallen quite yet. Well, I do actually. So there's a lot more
Pick
outs.
a side,
Well,
coward.
there's more outs for the doggies. Like Preston, he's been named, but he won't play. I don't think he's going to be playing. They do get Birdo back, which is going to be super handy. Big Red, I'm pretty sure they're trying to do the old downgrade his head noise from a category 1 to category 2. So I think if he's playing, that's going to be pretty handy.
Yeah.
Because I feel it's really hard to tip against the doggies, but at home, GIO in the cold, they haven't lost a game there so far, and I can kind of see it ending up again. Ricky's going to be revving the boys up big time. They're going to be running so hot after that winter storm, but G'ing them up, really putting a challenge to their forwards, and I think their big forward pack could be a little bit of a handful for the doggies, similar to what the Broncos were a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I'm at this. I'm same. Honestly, I'm on the fence a touch, but I'm falling on the doggy side at the moment. Probably a big one will be Preston to see whether he gets named or not, seeing whether I sort of tip him or not, and whether Big Red is in or out. But I think the doggies have just got the defense that are going to be able to fucking contract Canberra a fair bit, points wise, and because they do have a pretty flashy attack, so. Yeah, could go fucking either way this game, but it's definitely going to be game of the round, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think with this one though, if Preston is out, easiest. This is the bet. Huddy Young anytime, because that'd be on the side that Preston would be defending. So Huddy Young, bang, thank you very much. He's just going to crash over, and for Canberra to win the second half or score the most points in the second half, bang, easiest thing you've ever put forward. But no, either way, like I'm undecided. I will go with the Raiders though. The milk at home 1-12, but. I'm just very interested to see. Like, you can't get much better than 1 and 2. You've pretty much got the form teams at the moment. Like, I think Canberra have won 5 games in a row, and Doggy's the only one they've dropped, obviously, is Brisbane. So,
yeah,
it's going to be good. Righto, Dragons versus the Waz. Watch me back the Waz for once, and they lose this week. That Win Stadium has got a bit of woo about it.
Sick of listening to fucking Warriors supporters bitch and moan in the comments about us not tipping them. So here you go. I'm going to tip the Warriors this week, and I hope they fucking lose.
But I don't know. Like, I honestly don't have a ton to say about this game. Like, the Dragons, they're going to be wanting it back bad after their kind of bit of a letdown the way that they finished up the other night. The Warriors, they've been proving me wrong week in, week out, because there's been few and far games that have actually picked them, and they've always gone on to win it, and that's why I'm a little bit hesitant with this one, because I'm like, watch them bloody put this one down against the Dragons. And if there's going to be a team, it will be a Dragons type of operation. Like, it's just got
100%,
Flano
100%.
ambush all over it, where he's going to have them up and running. One player that has been playing outstanding though, Luke Metcalf. Boy, is he like the Warriors fans fucking glazing that man big time the last few weeks. They were ready to deport him from the country after that game in Vegas.
Round 1.
They literally were, what the fuck is Luke Metcalf in here? And now they're just like, all hail Lukey Metcalf. Like, it's just, yeah, it is like an understandable. Like, he's playing well, but
could be this game. It has a bit about it that he might fall off a cliff and they might not allow him back in the NZ.
Yeah, tear up his passport.
They're literally just going to tear up his passport and re-sign Sean Johnson.
But I don't know. This is a bit of a weird one, but yeah, again, I will take them 1-12. And speaking of him, I will back Lukey Metcalf to cross over, get a nice little 4-pointer, little get over.
I thought for sure you would have been going with returning Lesniak. That's for
Oh,
sure.
I forgot. Yeah, sorry, forgot to mention. Yes, actually, good
The
talking
mullet
point.
is fucking back. Let's
He
go.
is. We got Dallin Wateni, Welesniak, as Block would call him, back into this.
Welesniak.
Yeah, and
Go
Block is going to
Welesniak.
be on this game too.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Surely Sportsbet. If you're out there listening to this, which you're probably not, we for one need a betting sponsor. For two, can we get a fucking whether Blocker will commentate a Warriors game or not market? Because a yes would have to be about $1.70 week in, week out.
Oh, I reckon even potentially lower. And I think that also, if there is a market for it, there needs to be an unders and overs for him mispronouncing names. Yeah. And like, I can understand if he's off by a little bit, but you're getting Dalin Welesniaks and God knows what else coming out of Blocker's mouth. So, yeah, where he proper butchers them, there needs to be like under 3.5 or something.
That just reminds me of that old 12th man thing. It's like bloody tongue twister. Stacey Jones. No, I don't know how to fucking spell it. Find out yourself.
Yeah, no, Block definitely has a bit of that. But right, next one, Cows versus the Pars. And then the other one is like the Samuel L. Jackson. I think someone posted it. It's like Star Wars seeing him fight, and it's like fuck him up. He killed all of our friends. That's how I feel about the Panthers beating all the Queensland teams losing and the Broncos losing. I'm so on the fucking Cows to win this one. Up the fucking Cowboys in the north of Queensland. I'm so here for them to beat the fucking Penrith Panthers twice. You want to go another 6-pack on this one like you did last time, champ?
You going the Cows again?
Yeah, buddy. I never got that 6-pack either.
Yeah, no, I just realised that. So, well, this is either for double or nothing, I guess.
Let's go.
I'm going the Pars. I'm going the fucking Panthers. Mitch Kenny returns. Brian Toro returns. They play half as good as what they played last week. I think they should give it a shake up, but fucks me. I don't know. Sick of this team.
Yeah.
Hate Penrith, hate the Warriors.
Up north of the wall, up there in Townsville, though, you just gotta. One thing I don't like, no Ruben Cotter. So that real dog, that real heart on that team.
There you go. There's one I lose out of my super coach this week.
Yeah, well, a little reminder there. So not having him does worry me a little bit, particularly. But at the same time, like, fuck, who did Penrith beat? They beat was it the Chooks a couple of weeks ago? Like, that was their first win on home soil.
Yeah.
They beat the Chooks. They flogged them, and everyone went, including us, Penrith are back. They're like, what are they? And then they went out and got fucking dusted the week after by, I don't know, fuck, who did they even play? I forgot. They got shit on.
Not too sure.
They got shit on.
Oh, Manly. Played Manly. Got fucked up.
Oh, yeah, Manly shit on them. So, yes, they beat the Broncos, but I've got no confidence in them, and I'm not falling for that trap of being like, they're back, and them going out and just playing absolute dud footy. Yes, they got some good ins coming back in. Yeah, I don't know.
You said Cotter's out this week, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, and the Chookies got to buy. Jeez, I've got some shuffling to do here.
Yeah, no Cotter. But yeah, hopefully the Cowboys can avenge all of Queensland, particularly for the Broncos. And I'm going to go, just because he don't stop, Purdy loves a meat pie. He's going over. Thank you very much.
I went returning Bizarre to cross anytime.
Like that. Second last one, Storm versus the Tigers. Pretty easy. Storm, they don't lose 2 in a row. And it's an AAMI Park, but
they did lose 2 in a row.
Did they?
This could be 3 in a row.
No, they haven't lost 2 in a row.
Yes, they did.
No, they haven't. They beat the Rabbitohs. In round 8.
Was that the week before?
They beat the Rabbitohs 24-16, and then they lost to the Dolphins. So they've gone loss, win, loss. So, like,
I thought they went loss. Oh, well, there you go.
They should win, but I also think this is going to be. I'm only going with them 1-12 because I feel like there could be a bit of some weird shit going to happen in this game. Like,
Melbourne.
If there's a team, another one of those just weird shit teams like the Tigers that would just pull this off.
Nah. Melbourne 20 plus. Melbourne literally could not piss this in any easier, I don't reckon.
I'm not confident enough to jump on the Tigers by any means, but I'm like,
Pardon?
There could be 2 points in it type of game, just something like that. I was tempted to go the scope bet, have Sua Falongo, Xavier Coates, Charlie Staines, and Taruba, but I think it was only paying about $12, which is it's not the worst.
For 4 try
yeah, I'm
scorers.
like that's a lot to happen, especially who's up because I don't think Staines might be a little bit taller. Taruva's marking up against Xavier Coates, so he's not exactly going to be leaping over the bloke.
Nah, Staines will match up against Xavier Coates 100%. Would have to.
Yeah,
have to.
Rude for
imagine putting
Taruva
up against Xavier Coates. The cunt's just going to get jumped over.
Yeah, enjoy
game.
that.
Like literally a hurdle with a fucking Tigers jersey.
Yeah, literally. So yeah, I like Coates to score. I like Paps to score in this one. He just literally is scoring every single game. It's ridiculous. That one that he got on the weekend, that Sua Falongo kicked back in, and I think
that was arsey, wasn't it?
Oh, it was like the balls on the kid.
Pinpoint snap.
Oh, it was so good.
Jeez, that could have gone wrong either way.
I think as well on the inside he had Jerome Hughes, and I think Hughes actually turned to him and started giving him a bit of a like spray, being like, "What?" And then
he was getting run down 100%. He had people hot on his tail. Oh, I needed Hughes in my multi.
Yeah,
but I was watching it. I was like, "Fuck me! Do not pass it to Hughes because he's getting chopped down there and then."
And another one actually, we are going back to that game. KO Weeks though, busting through, putting in the chip and chase for himself. Like for the way his season's been, the balls on him to put that play through and just back himself to get there against Paps as well, who's not exactly the slowest bloke getting around. It's pretty
definitely
unreal.
Not a slouch.
No. I'm surprised that Big Nelly from Welly's not playing back. He's still in the reserves probably because he's going to give 3 of his own players HIAs again, the destructive wrecking ball that he is.
I think Bellamy's just worked out that the dude is a liability on 2 legs. And it's just like, better you knock out Sunny Coast Falcons players than you knock out the Storm players. So.
I was about to say, have we got any eyes on about the Sunny Coast Falcons? Is Big Nelly been knocking people out there accidentally?
There could be blokes going to sleep left, right, and centre. You don't know.
People snoozing. But yeah, and then last one, we got the Manly Not at Magic Round Seagulls versus the Sharks. I've got Manly in this. They've had a rest, of course, over the weekend, as every single Manly fan in the world would know, because the joke of the round...
Tom and Eddie definitely haven't had a rest. The boys have been ripping and tearing and ended up in Burleigh, but that's not the point.
Yeah,
we're talking footy.
I saw them saying like the amount of I would hate to know if they had $1 for every single person that would have asked them, they'd be able to put the microphones down and sail off into the sunset, Dominic Toretto style, drive off into the sunset, because they would have that much fucking coin, and so would every Manly fan. But all rested up off the bye, back at home, a little bit of a Sunday evening game. I think they're going to want revenge. I'm going to go with them 1-12.
Yeah, I'm going 1-12 Manly as well. Manly just absolutely fuck with the Sunday Arvo at Brookie. They just enjoy something about a Sunday Arvo at Brookvale. So, yeah, I'm going with Manly. Sharkies just haven't been convincing enough with me. Manly after putting on a big performance, but also nearly shit in the bed against Penrith a couple of weeks prior. Week off, nice and rested, big turnaround. I think they're going to be up for it.
Yeah, soaking up that golden afternoon sun. That Good Day Hill's just going to be pumping. Tommy Trbojevic, another week rested up on his legs, so that's only going to be good. And again, I don't care who the Sharks are playing. It makes me feel better that I'm back in a team that I truthfully enjoy watching and think's going to win, because I will fucking go against them until it comes true. Like, honestly, I'm just so off them at this point.
Yeah.
One player that I just cannot hate though, and is leading the Dally-M still, Kennedy. So yeah, props to him.
Kennedy.
He's been playing unreal footy.
Yeah, boy has been playing some footy.
Is good. Sure. Sadly, I still don't think he's going to win the Dally-M though. That's going to be a nice little pain-ass job where he's just going to put together all-time performances and then just more for me.
Yeah, guess we'll see. Anyway.
And we sign him for $20 million for the next 10 years. Alrighty. Last couple of things. We got bet to Vegas. We both went terribly on this one. Mine went up in smoke something terribly. So I was about 3-4 weeks in, whatever it might have been. So all the way back down to $5.
Yeah.
I go Fletcher is where I'm going to be putting my money and not the Baker. Fletcher Sharp is what I'm going to be loading up this week. I think it's a little bit risque considering he's coming off a hat-trick and, as they say, just because markets have performed like this previously doesn't give a prediction of what it's going to continue doing. But playing back at home against the Titans, who don't exactly have the most iron wall defence, I definitely like to see him on a blue betting agency paying $2.30. So it's nothing hectic, but I think that's money for Jam and a way to get us started again.
I did have my bet to Vegas. Well, I did have my bet to Vegas, and now I can't find the fucking thing.
Right.
That's what it was. Here, I just got to get this back up and get the odds for you. In a game that I think will actually have a fuckload of points is going to be the Para and the Finns game. I'm just jumping on a clean Jermaine Sarko anytime at $2.10. The dude does know how to find the try line. So in a game where I think there is going to be a fair few points, I think $2.10 is just juicy odds, really.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. He hasn't been hitting as much this season, but that is value for a dude that can score tries. All right, best of the week. I was kind of tempted to go again, trying to pick a try scorer out of every game, but there wasn't really as much that was screaming at me. Like, I had confidence going into that Magic Round 1, being like, yes, this is great, but this time not as much. So I'm spreading the money around a little bit. Still a little bit of odds, but nothing too hectic. Like I said, didn't really like as much, but I got Foxy Boy to cross over any time because, again, in that game, I think there is going to be quite a few points, and if they're going to be hitting an edge, I think it's going to be his with... Yep. Most likely, no Jacob Preston for the Doggies. That opens up the corridor for a hot line running second rower and Huddy Young. He hasn't scored the last two as well. I like that he hasn't scored for 2 weeks because that means I reckon he's due. And then just trust the old lock, Ryan Pappenhausen. That will give you $7.14.
Yeah. Don't mind that at all, Chris. I think Melbourne are absolutely going to hump the fucking life out of the Tigers. So I'll be having a nice little 3-legger. On mine is purely a Melbourne multi. I have Storm 13 plus Xavier Coates anytime. And I think, man, that's flown under the radar a little bit. Nick Meaney, second week returning, I believe. He's in at $2.95 as an anytime try scorer when the dude has been known to find a fucking try line. So those three in a multi will get you $6 odds.
That's actually pretty good. Meanies, that's paying a lot for a dude that scores tries.
I feel like, yeah, for a dude to score tries and loves to fucking get himself a couple points, I feel like $2.95 is juicy odds just to jump on as an anytime try scorer alone.
What's going to fuck you is going to be 13 plus. I can see it coming a mile away.
You never know. Don't be a non-believer, Chris.
Tigers put up a hell of a performance. Dewey slots one from halfway. Bang. Thanks for coming. But yeah, that pretty much does us after our little comeback episode from Magic Round. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Again, get around all the socials and all that sort of jazz. You know what? We need to grow the Instagram, Tom, I reckon. So I reckon that's a real challenge. If you're not following that and you've got this far through, go hit the follow. We appreciate it. Yeah, great content over there. All sorts going on. You'll see Yoda photos like I was putting up on the weekend because I thought that was better than Lego half cut sitting there. Just Yoda's in the crowd.
Yeah, you thought that was peak humour.
Oh, it was good. It was good. But yeah, cheers, guys. Appreciate it. And catch you all next week.
Au revoir.
Boo.